Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hotter.
It's another one myself, SK Vibemaker, Rinse FM. My interviews are hotter. And we are doing things a bit different today, man. Putting people on the phone line, you know what I'm saying? I got Teezandos on the phone. What's happening?
What's poppin'?
I mean, you're definitely making some noise, man. For those that don't know, give us the Teezandos story so far.
Teezandos was born when I dropped a freestyle in the living room. I didn't even know that this was gonna pop off, I'll be real. I dropped my freestyle, then I dropped my first single, Need Focus. And then, after Need Focus, I dropped Slender. Need Focus got half a mil. After Slender, it was Highlander. I done my Who's Got Bars. I just done a lot. I've been doing a lot as Teezandos, man. I've been doing a lot.
I mean, the name is quite unique as well, man. Definitely distinctive.
The name is very unique. I got to big up QTT for that name, though. Because if it wasn't for him, though, like level, I wouldn't have even had the name.
So, I mean, the name's not on the birth certificate.
You know what? It's due to be changed. It's due to be changed.
Oh, really? You're trying to make it your actual depot name on your birth certificate? Tizandos on your birth certificate, official, everything, yeah?
I would if I could, you know, genuinely. If people didn't look at me like I was a mug when I said it, I genuinely would.
So what's the story behind the name then?
I was just in a time where I was bored. I didn't know what to do. I started doing what everyone does, and then obviously I was in contact with QTT. Me and him was cool, talking bears and that, blah, blah. And he has this thing, Tizandos, innit? He was like, I'm in the band, I'm making Tizandos, blah, blah. So I said to him, yeah, that name's cold. Like, that name's cold. I need you to give me a name. Like, give me a name of that. And he was like, yeah, Teezandos. I said, yeah, cool. I did. You make Tizandos from Vandos. My name was Tyler. Everyone used to call me T. It all just made sense. It just all came together like a puzzle.
You are being called the Princess of UK Drill. I mean, that's a big title.
I'm the queen. I'm like the ruler of drill right now.
The queen. I love it. Yeah. I love ownership, man. So you're definitely owning the title.
Don't even call me the queen. I'm just the ruler. Like, that's it. I'm the creator. That's what you want to call it.
And you're owning this UK drill pocket, and you're a UK drill artist.
Of course I am.
And the reason why I have to specify that as well, because there's a lot of artists I speak to that have a track record of making a lot of UK drill music, and then they say they're not a drill artist, but you're owning it.
No, I'm most definitely a drill artist. I'm not going to be here making drill music or talking a certain amount of, and I don't classify myself as that. I've never understood people that do that, I'll be real.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hotter.
So, Need Focus, your debut single.
My debut, yeah.
Debut official single. On that song, you said 16 when I said forget being normal. 16 when I said forget being normal. I mean, that wasn't too long ago. You're 17 now, right?
No, I'm 18 now.
You're 18 now. So that was 2 years ago. And that's the opening line of the song.
But you know, I was always a weird youth. I was always weird, but I was getting bullied for my weirdness, innit? And I wasn't trying to be a weirdo. When I turned 16, I was like, nah, man. Something's got to change. I said, I'm just going to embrace my weirdness. Started doing what I was doing.
I mean, weird means different things to different people, man. So what is weird in your eyes?
I was a genuine weirdo. Like obviously, where I'm from, in it, no one's really on what I'm on. Like, I'm the weirdo that wants to, go smoke in the meadows and talk to the birds and stuff. No one's on that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I choose the oddest religion. Like, I'm not on what everyone's on in it. Like, I'm cool with all the buzzards. Like, I'm not on what everyone's on in it. So everyone was just like, you're weird. I'm always happy or I'm always sad. I'm just a weirdo, man. I can't explain myself. I'll be real.
So embracing your weirdness, has that aligned you with people that are on your same wavelength of weirdness? Has that brought you closer to people on your likeness?
No, but embracing my weirdness has made me understand. It's made me understand other people more. If that makes sense.
Straight up.
Like, I'm more open to other people. Like, before, when I wasn't embracing anything that was popping around me, I just used to try push everyone away in it. Like, no one makes sense to nobody. If the man then weren't digging it, then I wasn't digging it. But anything now, I'm with it in it. I don't care who's with it or who's not.
You also said on Need Focus, 14 when I chilled in a bando. 14 when I first chilled in a bando. I mean, that's pretty young. That's pretty
I
young.
got slapped up for that one. I won't even lie to you. I got slapped up for that one still. I even
Oh.
told my mum I was going shopping now. I told my mum I was going shop, man.
I mean, how did you end up there? How did you end up there?
Oh, do you know what it was? I was around a dumb group of kids and we just thought life was fun. Like, we didn't know the dangers. We didn't know anything about it, but we always saw the oldest doing it. So we was like, let's just find our way down there. Got down to Kent now. It was, nah, man. Nah.
Damn ones.
I got in so much trouble, man. It got addictive though. I got in so much trouble.
When was the time that you decided to focus on music and take it serious? When was that moment in your life?
It was when I was 14. I signed with GB Records. I signed with Cool Leon. So I've been taking music serious for a while still, but obviously drill, I couldn't exactly promote because as my manager said, which makes, obviously before I was nonchalant, so I wasn't going to listen to what he was saying in it, but now I understand. When I was younger, to be a drill artist, it just wouldn't have made sense in it. No one would have taken me in. I'm a girl as it is, like I'm a girl, I'm young, it don't make sense, you know. So he just told me to focus on like a more melodic kind of music in it. So that's what I was focusing on. And then I took my break and that came back as Teezandos and it all popped off. I just think it was like a craft of timing, innit? Like the nonchalant me, this is what I'm saying, I wouldn't have understood it. But when my manager actually sits down and explains stuff to me, I learned to understand, innit? I learned to understand. I just always think people are against me. So I think when they tell me don't do something, I think you're against me, innit? And I just want to go against you as well. Like that's how I used to be.
So how were you academically then? Like, what was the conversation like with your parents when you decided at such a young age that you were going to take music seriously? Because, you know, parents have a lot of ambition for their children to have this big, grand career. But you're like, you know what? I'm going to take music seriously. And the music industry is a big gamble.
You know, yeah. You know, it's my mom and my pa. They know I just do what I want to do. No one's going to tell me what I can and can't do. So whether I was doing music or being a vet or being a army sergeant, no one's going to tell me what I can and can't do. And my mom and my pa, they actually know that as well. So whatever I do, they might not always be behind it, but they know that there's nothing, they know that there's nothing they can tell me in it. So I always just do what I want to do.
I mean, where did those traits come from? Does that come from your parents? Are your parents like that as well? Those character traits?
Character traits? Most definitely. The Teezandos is both of my parents combined.
Okay.
Teezandos is, my parents, Teezandos is definitely the bad side of my parents. But the person I used to be, that was just the weirdo that wanted to, you know, make music. Now I'm just telling you stories. I'm getting views off of stories. Like I didn't think it was that easy.
It's a wonderful thing.
I didn't think it was that simple still.
So I mean, academically, how were you? You must have been great at English then. I mean, was you someone who was attentive in class? Were you paying attention?
I was amazing in school. I was so amazing that when I was on the verge of getting kicked out, they just put me in segregation because I was so amazing in school. Like I was a bad kid and I was doing some bad stuff, but I was so academically smart that they couldn't let me go in the school. Like they just couldn't let me go. It's only when I just had my maddest outbreak in lunch hall, I started flipping tables and that they had to let me go.
Oh,
but,
so you didn't complete your academics, your studies, your school?
I didn't know. You know what? I didn't do my GCSEs, but if it counts, I done my SATs. So
straight up.
That was year 6, but it don't matter because I got 666. I got 666 in my SAT. So. Yeah, man, life's easy. Life was easy.
Wait there, did you say year 6? Did you finish going to school in year 6?
No, but you know, I started getting kicked out of school in like year 3 innit? So I didn't think I was going to get to do my SATs, but to know I done my SATs, I was happy with life.
Well, so you didn't, are you telling me that you didn't go to secondary school?
No. I was in and out every secondary school I was in. And then finally I went to a centre. I dropped out of the centre. I can't do. You know, it was growing up here. I got tested for autism innit, and I have autism innit. Kids aren't my forte. Like people my age, they're not exactly my best interest in it. So anything to do with that, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with it. So when secondary school hit me, I was out of it. Like I just wasn't involved. I was bunking every day. I'll be real. But the days I weren't bunking, I was very smart in school.
So literally, that was the stem of your troubled school days. Is that you couldn't really stand around being around your age group at the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I think I'm smarter than everyone in it. So it's just like I believed I didn't have to go to school because I'm smart already. I proved to my teachers I'm smart, so they're all idiots. But yeah, man, secondary school, I barely went to secondary school. Barely.
Mad. So what's your take on your first few steps into the music business? Has it been what you've expected so far?
Because I've been in it from young and I've had Cooley but behind me, it's always like there's nothing that can confuse me in music anymore. Now, in this day, there's nothing that can confuse me in music. And obviously I got my A&R Ibs behind me as well, innit? Mm-hmm. So like, even anything that might jog me off very quickly, I've got them there. But because I've done it from so young, I don't think there's anything that will like throw me off or nothing like that. Like music is simple, man. Like even the politics behind it is just so simple. Mm-hmm. It's so simple to me.
I mean, you had the line where you said, if I give him the time of day, he's asking T, can I stay the night? How are you finding the extra attention from the male fan base?
I'm technically a boy. So like when I see all the extra attention and I'm just thinking, you man are gay. Like you don't know your sexuality yet. It's very funny to me.
Man.
It's very funny.
You might say that
obviously,
though, man.
This will scare them away now. But do you know, it's because, yeah, and obviously it's peak for the men then because sometimes I do dress like a proper feminine. I dress like a proper feminine little person. I get my hair done and my nails done and all that, blah, blah. And then some days you catch me and I got all the cane rolls underneath my wig and that out. I'm in a tracksuit with low batties and that. Man, them don't even know what to do.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hot.
So talk to me about Slender. What do you want people to take from that song?
You know what? If you know my song Highlander, Slender is kind of like Highlander part 1 in it. Like Slender was like a warning for the person, and then Slender was technically just a warning song in it. Like Slender was a warning. I should have called it the warning, but I didn't. But yeah.
And Highlander is the aftermath.
Highlander. I should have called it Rude. I don't know why I called it Highlander. Well, I know why I called it Highlander, but I should have called it Rude. But yeah. Slender and Highlander, they're actually very connected. If you're smart enough.
But Highlander's definitely very rude, man. His face got bust, and his missus cried.
His missus cried, and I asked her why.
Oh, mate, are you much of a fighter? Is that how you get down?
You know what? No, I'm a lover. I am not a fighter, but I don't tolerate a lot, and I will put my hands on someone. But it's like I'd rather not. And I do everything in my power to actually avoid problems. But I feel like when people test me to a certain point, it's like you actually just want to get hurt, and I don't see why. But my friends, you know what it is? My friends will fight for me. I got one friend, Axel. If I was to set her on anybody in the world, I promise you do it. So it's like I don't even have to fight more time. It's just when I was younger, getting into the madnesses and that, I was finding myself in a lot of fist-ups, innit? Right.
And I just want to say, just for the record, we are not endorsing any type of violence.
No violence. Stay at home. Read books.
But one has the right to defend themselves, though. Let's just put that on record too.
Exactly.
So just in case anyone needs any clarity, on Highlander is straight grease, man. Talk to us about the inspiration behind that song.
I was in studio with Scratch, yeah. He must have played the beat now. And I looked at him, like we just froze. Like we looked at each other and he said, this has got to be rude. I said, like, I don't think anyone's ready for rude, innit? But I had gotten into like the internet altercations with some old guys that I really don't like. They don't like me. I thought to myself, yeah, like you lot didn't learn from Slender, so now you're going to learn from this. So, and I'm not going to lie, they've left me alone since. So, you know, the inspiration was idiots, innit? Idiots don't listen. And this is to everyone that thinks that they can try to draw me out. You need to listen. You need to understand that it's not possible. Like, it just doesn't work. So, stop.
Straight up.
Anyway.
You're repping East London as well, a place which is deeped in music legacy.
I ain't repping it.
You're not repping it? I mean, you're from East London, though.
I just say I'm from, I'm from there, man. But I don't rep nothing.
Oh,
man.
why not?
Nah.
Why not?
Nah, man. Because you know what it is, like I don't know, like I just think I don't know, like there's not an area lit enough for me to genuinely say yes. Like yes, this is where I lay. Like no. Nah.
Well, let's put it like this then. You've grown up in East London.
There you go.
And that is a place which is deep in music legacy. What are some of the artists that have maybe inspired you when you've been growing up? What are some of the artists that you've listened to a lot when you've been growing up?
I've listened to everybody. Jesus Christ. I can vouch back to Ray Charles, man. I've listened to everybody to Ray Charles. Like literally, it's not been UK artists that have inspired me, man. Like live, but the one artist that did get me going with music was Mo Stack, and that was when I found out I had autism. I was proper on it to do music because I found out he had autism as well. But like as in for like the attitude and that, I've never been inspired by a UK artist for attitude. Diz also inspired me to be a female artist. I got put on by her as well. But like attitude wise and that, I'd say
just
NWA,
specify who you're talking about that inspired you, the female artist.
Diz from GB Records, Disney. Diz. Yeah, when I saw her rapping, I said, yeah, bun it. If she can do it, I'm gonna do it, innit? And then Mo Stack, he inspired me to do all the wavy stuff. But like attitude wise and that, I'm more of an NWA guy. I feel like I should have been a part of them when they was all functioning and that.
Ice Cube, Dr.
Like,
Dre, Eazy-E,
I'm
MC
like
Ren.
them.
That's old school
like
West
them.
Coast music, man. That's from the 80s. That started in the 80s into the 90s. I mean, who put you onto NWA?
Nobody. I put myself onto that, man. I just kept listening to their music. Like my mum was getting so fed up of it because around these times, I just wasn't abiding by the law, innit? They had messed up my head so much. Like I was just doing anything that I wanted to do. Like anything, if I got in trouble for it, then I got in trouble for it, innit? My mum was so fed up with that. NWA, man, I rock with them still. I'm definitely one of them.
So what is it about, because it's very rare that I chat to a UK artist, and especially at this time now when UK music is just thriving, when an artist tells me that they haven't been inspired by any or many of their peers. What do you think it is about, UK artists that haven't inspired you much?
I'm not gonna give no one the kick on the chin to say that they inspired me. I inspire people. Haven't you seen how many female rappers have come out since me? Drill rappers, in fact, let me change that. Drill rappers have come out since me. Like I'm an inspirer, innit? People say I'm cocky. I don't really give a dash. I'm an inspirer because if it wasn't for me and that freestyle in the living room, there would be no female artist, drill artist, talking as much grease or whatever they're doing. It would have been girls on drill beats talking like city girls. I'm gonna swipe his credit card and gaga. They like they weren't talking about no bandos and that. Like I inspire people. Like people really inspire me now at this point. I know what I'm capable of, innit? So there's no one that can inspire me anymore.
So
no
something I wanted to ask you before you even told me about, maybe not being inspired by no UK artists and you just being the inspirer, is I wanted to ask you how much camaraderie that you have felt amongst your female peers. Are you much of a team player? Yeah, camaraderie, like togetherness, like team player. Have you felt much of that, or are you more of a lone wolf?
Do you know what it is? I hate girls in general. So I won't be friends with a female artist, but I rock very heavy with this Shabo person. She's hard. If she's very cold, and I don't take in any female artist ever because I just think like there's no point. There's no point if you don't grab my attention. There's really no point. I don't want to be friends with nobody. Nah, man. I'm a lone wolf in this thing, Lavo. I don't want to do no features. I don't want to. No.
Hey. Say nada. No. Straight to the point. It's clear for everyone to see.
Literally.
So what are some of your ambitions as a rapper or a musician? Have you thought about that long term?
I'm just trying to see the whole of GB winning. Real laugh. People will see it though. Like we're winning already, innit? It's just that people don't exactly know like where we're coming from, I believe. But I'm just trying to see GB winning. And once we win, then that's the goal, innit? That's the end goal. That's the end goal.
GB Records, shouts to Corleone. You get me? Do you have a project dropping? Have you started working on a body of work?
I got asked this the other day. When I was telling Cooley the other day, I believe like you have to have a certain level of weight on your name for stuff like that, innit? And as far as I'm concerned, I ain't got no weight on my name right now. So I'm not gonna sit there and drop stuff that people might be skipping and going through and all that. No, like, I'm not here for none of that, innit? I'd rather just drop singles like and see how it gets from there.
I mean, the content is pretty raw, and I do like it. But
I love it. I rock with it.
Would you ever consider even toning down the content a bit if you were to be able to gain a wider audience? You would?
Of course, yeah, man. But even the little Caucasians and that, they love my thing. Like, yeah, dude, like I totally rock with it, man. Like they're down for it, man. So as far as I'm concerned, I've reached out to everybody I possibly can, but I would definitely tone down what I'm saying. But like I said before, I said it to someone else, I'm not stopping drill until I set my name in stone in drill. And I will never, I don't care if it takes me 10 years. I'll be that old lady talking about being on the block. Like, I think my path is like literally almost there, but I'm not stopping nothing until I set my place. Because there's even some newbies try come in and think that they're something, or you know, like people who try caption their little Insta freestyles. I'm the so and so Teezandos. Like, no, you're not, and you never will be. And I hope they're all listening in on it now. You'll never be me. You can't be like me. There's no one like me. Only me. But yeah, I would definitely tone it down soon.
Wowza.
Soon.
I mean, the future's looking very bright. It's looking very bright.
The future's looking very bright. People just need to stay out my way. That's it.
Hey, listen, man, I feel like we need to have a nice sit down in person when this whole lockdown finishes. I will look forward to that. I hope you're down for that.
Indeed. Yeah, of course, man. You're cool, man. I watched you interview Dutch the other day, man. Nah, you're cool still.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Cool,
they say my interviews are hotter. That's what they say.
Yeah, man, you're hard still. Because you know what it is? You ask them raw questions, innit? You're not shook. Like, you know, their interviewers are just bare shook and that. I find it so moist. You're actually not shook.
You know, and you know the maddest thing is this art incarnation of myself now is filtered down from what I used to be because I was getting into too much trouble. So I got a lot more diplomatic with it. How about that?
I'm not gonna lie. I was ready for some shocking questions, but I thought, don't need to be nice today. Yeah, man. Okay.
I feel like we definitely got into it though. We definitely got into it. There was a lot of stuff you said.
Definitely.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hot.